Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Shane's Squirrel Shack, where we talk about autism awareness and all of that. I want to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's video. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about something that happened today. And I guess you can say I had a little bit of a autism shutdown at work today. I know I talk a lot about work and I talk a lot about autism. What are you going to do about it, man? I guess you can just listen and see what this guy has to say again, I guess. Anyways, we're going to get into it. So a couple of things, just kind of lay out what happened. I am at a new job. I got a job back at the old company I worked for last year at a new location. I love it there. I love it. The people are great. It's one of the best locations at this company that I have worked for. And, it's a relief to be in a stable, mostly team and work environment for the most part. So that's all 2 thumbs up for me, man. That all rocks and rolls with me. Today was a little different. Today I was told to do something new, and we had talked about this. So, on just kind of with everything going on, I was asked to learn a new part of the store, and it's called truck. So on second shift, you got a couple guys who wait for the truck to come in mid-afternoon. When that stuff comes in, you put it all around where it needs to go in the store. You load it in the cooler, you put stuff on the shelves, you put things in the freezer. You get the point of it. I don't need to explain that much. So I'm mainly on the floor. I'm a cashier. I am just all over the floor, just doing customer service stuff, and I love what I do with that. I love it. I'm a master of my environment in there, and it took me a long time just with the company to kind of become comfortable with that. And I definitely when I started, it took me a little longer to catch on to things, and we're always learning and changing beings, and I'm very fortunate to say within even the last few months, I have gotten a lot better with that, but I'm still human and autistic. What are you going to do about it? Anyways, so today was the day I was going to do truck for the first time. I had my shift lead for the day gonna, help out with that, and then the guy who specifically comes in for truck, whose position I was going to kind of be taking, not really, I guess. And he was supposed to train me today. So, already, here's a new environment for me, just kind of getting thrown in with the wolves, and especially today. Today I came into today I'm talking to you guys right after this happened. So I just got off of work and set up the camera and all of this just to talk to you guys. And so I get into work, it's crazy, I can deal with the floor being crazy, with tons and tons of people with their BS, just all the crazy characters that come in. That's easy for me. That's a walk in the park. Okay, I'll try and explain this the best I can. So that happens, and then the shift lead who's supposed to kind of help me train. By the way, this guy is awesome. I'll get to him in a second. I'll get to that in a second. So, everyone for the most part in this environment has been very, in today's environment was really good. And she's like, all right, go start the cooler. And that means just put the drinks where they need to go on the shelf in the back of the cooler. Put them in the shelf where people can go and pick it up. One of my goals in life, by the way, you guys remember that what was it, a Florida orange juice or Sunny D commercial where the guy reaches for a drink, and the guy there's someone handing him an orange juice or something. It's a really old commercial, and it's he reaches in the cooler and gives him an orange juice or something, and that's the commercial. My goal is for someone to reach for a product and for me to give it to them. So that's what I look forward to with doing cooler. That's my life goal. But today wasn't like that. It was intimidating. I go into this cooler I've never really navigated and understood and knew before. And it's different than any of the stores that I worked at. I'm like, oh my God. So the shutdown begins as soon as I go into the cooler. It just starts. I shut down. So I go in, everything becomes a blur. I'm like, oh my God. Oh shit. Oh my God. And like I just stop. I like look in this room like at the wall for like 30 minutes. I'm like maybe put a couple things away. But I'm like pacing in there. I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't think. I can't think. I can't think." My mind shut down. My mind shut down. And for it to get back going, it has to operate on Windows 95 time and take about a day to kind of rejuvenate and get rocking and rolling again. But I'm in there. I'm like starting to. I do a little shake. It's not like I'm shaking like I'm having a spasm, panic, full blown panic attack, because that's its own thing, and I don't want to confuse you guys saying that I had a panic attack today, because that's taken away from those who actually have legitimate panic attacks. I had an autism shutdown. That's a little different. When I have a shutdown, I become very quiet. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anyone because I don't want to open up about really how I feel. And I think part of the reason why us autistics really get stuck in the shutdown is we don't know how to we struggle to advocate what we need and how we're feeling in this situation, so it kind of entraps us a little bit. And as I say a lot of times, if we learn how to have these conversations with those on the autism spectrum or whatever, and those who, you know, are maybe in a position of management, leadership, anything like that, whether it's work, outside of work, we need to know how to have these conversations so these shutdowns can be a little less intimidating and overwhelming and overstimulating for guys like me and many of my viewers and anyone going through this around the world, whether you're an autistic or not, I guess. You know, you just need to learn how to have better conversations, and I hope that, you know, we can start here. I might not get into fully in this video. That might be for another one. And I did do a video on autism shutdowns. I will at some point put a link to that in the description if you are new to the channel, just kind of checking stuff out or whatever. That's there. But I'm in there and I'm just like, I go into like hysteria mode. You know that kind of like laughter where you're just like, like you're not laughing because it's funny, but I'm about to kill somebody. Like, oh my god, I'm going psycho kind of thing. So that was what that was like. And I'm in the cooler just like that, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I try and escape the cooler a couple times, hoping to peek out, see if it's busy on the floor. Like, yay, an excuse to actually get out of this damn place. And the lead or the manager, I'm going to call him the manager for the rest of the video, who sent me in there, he's like, "You doing okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine." Like the whole typical, "I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm good, yes sir." So, as soon as the truck comes, this is about 2 hours after, I'm going to have 2 hours after I'm in this cooler, you know, after I get assigned. And I talked to a couple people saying, "Guys, I'm struggling, guys, I'm struggling." I didn't want to talk to the boss man because what are you going to do? Tell the guy you don't want to learn a new task? Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't be a wuss. Don't be a wuss, man. You entitled millennials, man, not wanting to do anything. No. But, so I said that, and I'm like in this cooler at the same time. I'm like, you know what? As someone who wants to practice advocacy and want to be an example, a leading example towards those around me and to those, you know, maybe who watch this video and whatever, I need to take the first steps in order to do that. So at this point, my mindset is changing from autism shutdown to being an opportunistic. So I go to the office area. I write down a note, like, "Management, I know we talked about this. I'm not comfortable with this. This isn't working. Can we talk about an alternative? Leave it up in the air. We'll talk about it the next couple shifts or something." So the truck's here now, and the manager calls me back. "Shane, can you come to the back?" "On my way." Oh shit, this is going to be exactly what I think it is. So he talks to me. He's like, "You're struggling, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Don't worry about truck. I've got it." I'm like, "Okay, I got you on the floor then." And the guy who was supposed to come in and train me, it was his last day. He never showed up. So this poor guy is on the truck by himself, and I know I would have been like, even in a worse spot if I was in that situation. And, you know, in return, I didn't have to do this. I bought the guy a meal, you know, just a little drink actually, but maybe a meal next time. And, you know, I showed my appreciation, like all of that. And so, guys, if you're in a position of leadership watching this, you know, allow yourself to, you know, just know that this happens. This is a real thing. And I'll say this. I made a video on this before, and I'm making it again. This is a real thing that really needs to have conversations on. So Just listen. Ask, how can I understand what you're going through? What do you want me to know? What can I know to help me understand your situation? And once we start moving the conversation that way, these meltdowns can be a little less overstimulating, exhausting, and intimidating. Because these things ain't fun. They're not fun. And I'm finally at a place of a little more in my zen than I was a few hours ago. But man, I wanted to make this video all afternoon today. And here I am. So I'm going to cap it off at that. I want to thank you all for tuning in and hanging out in the Squirrel Shack. And we will be back. Much love. Thank you.